Good morning to all of you. Today we discuss about cement and lime. That is lecture number 2 of chapter 3. The manufacture of Portland cements. Generally, the Portland cements are divided into two cases, that is basic chemical components and its typical raw materials. Basic chemical components such as calcium, which is present as a limestone, then silica, then aluminium, and then Fe. Fe as a Fe2O3. Let us we will discuss typical raw material limestone, which contains calcium as in the form of calcium carbonate, sand, which contains silicon in the form of silicon dioxide, aluminium in the form of shale or clay, which contains Al2O3, Fe2O3, and SiO2, which is a typical raw material for aluminium as a shale or clay. Iron, that is iron ore or mill scale in the form of Fe2O3. So Fe source is Fe2O3, aluminum source is silica Al2O3, Fe2O3, silicon source from sand SiO2, and calcium source from limestone in the form of calcium carbonate. Here in SiO2 there is a 23% the composition, which is an Indian Portland cement. Then Fe2O3 which contains about 2.19%, then Al2O3 about 5.97%, then calcium oxide, which in the form of calcium carbonate 64.86%, then magnesium oxide 1%, SO3 1.75%, which is a minor requirement. So this is the basic chemical components and typical raw materials, which is ingredients during the manufacture of the Portland cement. Average composition of cement, that is formation of what? Clinker compounds. Generally in average composition uh, of cements in the form of its chemical is as follows. The Portland cements is which is made up of by heating the raw materials rich in oxides of silicon, then aluminium and iron to temperature of around 1200 to 1400 degree Celsius. This is the uh, important temperature segments, that is 1200 degree to 1400 degree Celsius during this formation of oxide, that silicon oxide, calcium oxide, aluminum oxide, iron oxide. The chemical reactions that occur within the partially molten mass results from formation of four main cement materials. So during at this temperature, uh, during this formation of molten mass, there is a four main cement materials are formed. First one is what? Tricalcium silicate, that is CaO thrice dot SiO2, which is called as what? C3S, that is tricalcium silicate, and its percentage is 45 to 75%. Then dicalcium silicate, that is CaO two times, then SiO2. Dicalcium silicate, which is denoted as C2S, and its amount or its percentage in the cement is 7 to 32%. Then tricalcium aluminate, CaO thrice Al2O3, and it's denoted as a C3A, and its percentage in the Portland cement is 0 to 13%. Tetracalcium aluminoferrate, its formula is calcium oxide 4 times Al2O3 dot Fe2O3, and it's sorry and it is denoted as C4AF, and its percentage and its contribution in the cement is 0 to 18%. Gypsum also important ingredients, that is formation of calcium sulfate dot 2H2O CSH2 carbon bisulfide, and its ingredients is minimum, that is 2 to 10%. This is the average composition of cement in the clinker formations. Generally, this is we should start about the manufacture of the Portland cement by a raw process. The essential raw materials during this process is the calcareous material and argillaceous material. The here the calcareous material, which is which is rich in calcium and lime. These are limestone, marl, chalk, cement rock, marine shells, alkali waste in the form of calcium carbonate, which is called as what? Calcareous material. Again, I will repeat this sentence. Material rich in calcium or lime, which is called as what? Calcareous material. And argillaceous raw material, which is a material which is rich in silica, iron oxide, and alumina, which is called as what? Argillaceous material. These are firstly crushed in the gyratory crushers, which gets 2 to 5 centimeter of size pieces separately. The crushed materials are again grinded to get a fine particles into ball or tube mills. This is the jaw crusher, and this is the bin where the materials are at the size of 2 to 5 centimeter. Each finally grinded material is stored in a hopper after screening. Now these powder minerals are mixed in a required proportion to get dry raw mix, which is then stored in a silos and kept ready to send into rotary kiln. So these materials which are mixed in a mixing pulverizing chamber, and again this is sent to rotatory kiln in the form of what? Air, which is then stored in silos and kept ready to be sent in rotary kiln. Now the raw materials are mixed in specific proportional so that the average composition of the final product is maintained properly. So here the average composition of the mixture is written, and it is sent to the clinker grinder, and which gives the formation of Portland cement. This is the flow chart. This is the calcareous material. This is the argillaceous material, which is jaw crusher, which again sends to bin. Then it is mixed in the mixing pulverizing, and it is sent to rotary kiln in the form of air, which again by addition of gypsum with the this mixed calcareous and argillaceous materials in the form of clinker grinder, and it is then dehydration process in the form of air is which gives the Portland cement. This is the raw material. This is a hopper. This is the chimney, which is the dust chamber. Here hopper converter. In this hopper converter, which then again shift towards the uh, moderate temperature zone up to 800 degrees Celsius. Then average temperature zone 800 degrees Celsius to 1000 degrees Celsius. Then maximum temperature zone 1000 degrees Celsius to 1500 degrees Celsius. Then it is cooled in a cooler and shift towards the cold clinker discharge. This is the cold dust hopper, this is the burner, this is the air blower, and this is the dust chamber. The whole process is called what? Whole process which is called as the manufacture of the Portland cement. The important point, it is a dry process, means no addition of water. at the time of mixing. Reaction at clean evaporation zone, that is uh, 100 to 500 degrees Celsius, which to remove the crystal water. Calcinating water, that is 600 to 900 degrees Celsius, to break the calcium carbonate to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide at the calcinating water. This is the 600 to 900 degrees process. The reaction zone at 900 to 1400 degrees Celsius, which gives the formation of clinker compound, that is C2S, C3S, C3A, C4AF, which is also called C2S, means dicalcium silicate, tricalcium silicate, then the tricalcium aluminum, then the tetracalcium aluminum ferrate. Here the reactions are calcium carbonate, which gives the calcium oxide plus CO2. Then this calcium oxide again combined with silicate, which gives the calcium oxide containing the silicate. Then again addition of one silicate, which gives the 3 times of calcium oxide dot SiO2. This 3 calcium oxide, which again is combined with alumina. This is the important point. This alumina gives the formation of aluminum containing calcium oxide, and 4 calcium oxide plus Fe2O3 plus Al2O3, which gives the 4 calcium oxide dot Fe2O3 dot Al2O3. Generally 2 to 3% of gypsum is also added to clinker before the grinding. The function of gypsum is in cement is to slow down the time of settling. म्हणजे ते सिमेंटचा जर आपण सेटलिंग टाईम जर स्लो करायचं असेल आपल्याला, तर त्याच्यामध्ये काय ॲड करावं लागतं, जिप्सन ॲड करावं लागतं. C3A plus 6 water molecules, it gives the C3A dot 6 water molecules with liberation of heat during the uh, dehydration process of addition process of water at the time of setting. This is the manufacturing process of Portland cement by wet process. The raw materials are firstly crushed and made into powder form and stored in silos. The same process uh, we, uh, we were discussed in dry process. The clay is then washed in washing mills to remove the adhering organic matters found in the clay. The powder limestones and water crushed the powder limestone and water washed clay are sent to flow in a channel and transferred to grinding mills, where they are completely mixed and the paste is formed, that is known as what, slurry. The grinding process can be done in a ball or tube mill or even both. Then the slurry is laid into a collecting basin where the composition can be adjusted. The slurry contains around 38 to 40% of water that is stored in a storage tanks and kept ready for the rotatory kiln. This is the wet process. In this wet process, which is preferred when the raw materials, limestones, clay shells are present, uh, the limestones is crushed to suitable size particle by suitable mill. The soft clay is washed with water in washing mill. Then remove the soluble and the foreign materials. The clay is mixed with water to form a slurry. The powder limestone is then mixed with calculated quantity of clay slurry in a special ball mill or wet process. This resulting the slurry contains 40% of water. This slurry is then goes to correction tank for correction of composition. Then the formation of the calcination. After the calcination, there is the burning the slurry to a very high temperature in a kiln to produce the clinker compounds. Then the grinding, the clinkering with about 5% of gypsum to make the cement. The clinker with 5% of gypsum, which gives the formation of what, cement. This is the process of wet. This is the flow chart. Similar process of dry, similar dry process. The difference between a wet process and dry process is the here in wet process there is addition of water which gives the formation of slurry in the bin. The whole process is similar like that. At 1250 to 1280 degrees Celsius, the liquid formation and the start of compound formation. At 1280 degrees Celsius, the clinkering begins. At 1400 to 1500 degrees Celsius, clinkering starts. At 100 degrees Celsius, clinkering leaves the kiln and falls into cooler. Sometimes the burning process of raw materials is performed in a two stage, that is preheating up to 900 degrees Celsius and rotatory kiln. So the reaction during the clinker formation. This is the important steps during the formation of cement. So the first process is drying process at the temperature of 20 to 100 degree. The reaction in this process, the escape of free water, that is free water evaporates. So first step is what? Drying. Second step is what? Preheating. At 100 to 300, escape of adsorbed water, that is crystallization of water driven out. Then 400 to 750 degrees Celsius, the chemical water driven out, decomposition of shells with formation of metakeolinite. This is the whole process of metakeolinite, which contains the aluminosilicates which dehydrate to form the metakeolinite. At 600 to 900 degrees Celsius, the formation of reactive oxide mixtures of alumina, that is Al2O3, and silica. Here the decomposition process is produced, that is decomposition of metakeolinite and other compounds gives the formation of what? Oxides. Then the calcining at 600 to 1000 degrees Celsius. During this calcining, the decomposition of limestone, that is calcium carbonate, into form of calcium oxide. Then CO2 driven out at that time with the formation of free lime with formation of carbon sulfide, that is calcium oxide, and SiO2 and Ca, that is calcium oxide, and Al2O3. So this is the formation of that is calcium oxide and in the form of alumina and calcium sulfide. Sintering and clinkering at 800 to 1550 degrees Celsius, uptake of lime by Cs and Ca. This is for Cs and Ca. There the Cs uptakes this carbon which gets the what? Which gets the uh, 1 minute, which gets the dicalcium silicate. Then formation of liquid phase, then formation of belite, that is formation of C2S, which gives the dicalcium silicate, aluminate, and ferrites. The formation of belite, aluminates, and ferrites. Here the uh, that is dicalcium silicate. Here also dicalcium silicate is the tricalcium aluminate. Here the tetracalcium aluminoferrite. So the clinker compound is formed, that is C2S, C2S, C3A, C4A, and C3A. Then the after that clinkering formation, the cooling starts, and after the cooling